Stability and determinacy of structures. This topic is under structural theory and are actually included in the board exam. So let me start first with stability of structures. What is stability and why do we need to know the stability of structures? Stability is a fundamental property of a system, which means that the qualitative behavior of the trajectories is unaffected by small perturbations. Determining the stability of structure gives you an idea if you're building a safe structure. So, ang isang structure, malalaman mo siya kung stable or unstable. If it is stable, we can further determine if it is determinate and indeterminate. So, punta muna tayo sa paano kunin ang stability. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na internal and external stability. Sa internal stability, ganito yan. Makikita natin sa unang figure na kapag wala yung supports natin, inalis, at kaya niyang it maintains a rigid body, when all external supports are removed, it maintains its shape, it will be called internally stable. Kapag naman ang isang figure, it cannot maintain its shape and may undergo large displacement when all external supports are removed, it is called internally unstable. Sa external stability naman, meron tayong mga conditions na kailangang ma-encounter bago natin masabing externally stable siya. So, ang una, the number of unknowns, external plus internal, must be greater or equal to the number of equilibrium conditions. Pangalawa, external reactions must not be parallel to each other. Pangatlo, external reactions must not be concurrent. I-discuss natin ito sa pamamagitan ng sample problems na susunod na. Ito na, isusunod na natin siya. Sa unang sample natin, meron tayong frame. Frame yung ginamit ko, plus 2 rollers. Ito ang sample number 1 natin. So, kung gusto nyo malaman na kung stable ba ang isang structure, meron kayong isa pang way kung paano malaman ito. Una is maglagay kayo ng external force. Force na pwedeng mag-resist sa support na given. So, dahil roller ang given natin, maglagay tayo ng horizontal force sa gilid. Kapag ba nilagyan ko dyan ng horizontal force, gagalaw ba or magiging stable pa rin ang structure nyo? So, ang sagot dyan ay hindi. Gagalaw siya. That's why it is externally unstable. How about when I remove the supports? Is it stable or not? Is the frame still stable kahit na inalis ko yung support? Yes. So, it is internally stable. Next sample. Punta naman tayo sa dalawang hinge with internal supports naman. Sa hinge na ito, maglalagay ako ng dalawang loads. Vertical and horizontal. Gagalaw ba yung ating frame? Siyempre, hindi. So, it is externally stable. Paano naman kapag inalis ko naman yung support? Gagalaw ba yung frame? Yes, because dun sa internal hinge natin na nakalagay, gagalaw siya dyan. So, it is internally unstable. Another sample is a frame with one roller and one hinge. Maglalagay ulit ako ng isang vertical at isang horizontal load. So, sa case na ito, dahil ganyan, kahit na may vertical and horizontal load ka pa, dahil ang hinge may 2 reactions at ang roller may 1 reaction din, is externally stable. So, if I also remove the 2 supports, yung frame natin is stable pa rin. Dahil wala nang ang internal support na manggagalaw dyan. So, it is internally stable. So, all in all, this frame is stable. The other two, yung mga naunang frames na in example natin, is hindi siya stable. Another example na nabanggit dun sa conditions natin is yung concurrent reactions. Pag sinabing concurrent kasi, mag-meet siya sa isang point. So, pag sinabi natin concurrent reactions naman, kapag nag-meet ang reaction force ng support A at support B, tulad nito sa first and second figure natin, makikita natin na mag-meet yung mga reactions nila. So, ibig sabihin, unstable siya. Even though, ang frame natin mismo is internally stable. But, it is externally unstable. Punta naman tayo sa determinacy of structures. What do you mean by determinacy and why is it important? Determinacy is when a stable structure having all unknown reactive forces can be determined from the equations of equilibrium alone. So, basically, pag sinabing statically indeterminate, madidetermine natin yung number of unknowns given lang ang three equations of equilibrium. Pag statically indeterminate naman, malalaman lang natin, hindi natin malalaman rather, na yung mga unknowns natin with equilibriums alone. Kailangan pa natin ng iba pang equation. And according to my research, statically indeterminate structures are more often used in practice. Kasi mas economical daw ito and are stiffer and stronger. Although may mga disadvantages din siya. So, move on na tayo sa degree of indeterminacy. Kapag kumukuha tayo ng degree of indeterminacy, meron tayong general equation, which is di is equal to the number of unknowns minus number of equations. Pero meron din tayong specific equations, kasi magkakaiba naman ang ating mga structures in the form of beams, frames, and trusses. Meron din siyang planar case and 3D case. Pero in this topic, i-explain ko lang sa planar case dahil almost same lang din naman siya. So, formula for beams is di is equal to r minus 3 minus c. Frames is di is equal to r plus 3m minus 3j minus c. And sa trusses, di is equal to r plus m minus 2j. Where di is equal to degree of indeterminacy. R is the number of external reactions. M is the number of members. Members meaning sa frames and trusses lang naman siya nag-exist. Magbibilang ka lang naman ng mga, kumbaga sa isang shape, yung sides niya. Kung ilan sides siya. Internal sides plus external, lahat yun, bibilangin mo lahat ng mga members. Sa joints naman, sa letter J for joints, is yung mga corners, kung saan kumabit yung mga members. And C is the number of releases or equations of conditions. Pag sinabing number of releases, ito yung mga equations of conditions natin na internal supports. Sa mga internal supports siya nakikita. So, ano yung mga types ng internal supports? Ito yung mga internal hinge, which kapag kinat mo sa mismong internal support na yan, meron kang isang moment. So, ibig sabihin, ang number of release niyan is 1 lang. Sa internal roller naman, meron kang summation of f of x, tas summation of moment. So, magkakaroon ka ng 2 number of releases. Sa internal fix, kahit saan mo yan ikat, wala kang makikitang releases. And the last one is the internal slider, which is magkakaroon ka ng summation of forces along the vertical axis, which will give you 1 number of release. So, let's go to an example. Sample problem number 1. Ang mga examples ko lang is for beams. So, sa mga susunod is i-lecture ko na lang siya through Google Meet. So, ito, sample number 1, meron tayong fixed end sa isang dulo and 2 rollers. So, first and foremost, ang gagawin lang natin is didetermine natin yung number of unknowns. So, dahil beam yan, ito ang gagamitin nating equation. Di is equal to the number of knowns minus number of equations minus number of releases. So, bibilang lang tayo dito ng number of unknowns tapos number of releases. Dito, meron tayong tatlo sa fixed end. Isa sa isang roller sa gitna, tapos isa naman sa roller sa other end. So, kapag kukumpletuhin natin yan, magkakaroon tayo ng 5 number of unknowns minus 3 number of equations minus 0 number of releases dahil wala naman siyang internal support. The answer is 2, the second degree. Another sample is 2 fixed end moments. Fixed ends. Tapos, 2 internal supports. Internal hinge. So, 3 sa one end, tapos 3 sa another end. Tapos, meron tayong tig-isang number of releases. So, kapag ilanan mo siya sa equation, di is equal to 6 minus 3 number of equations, tapos minus 2 number of releases. So, 6 minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, first degree. Next example. I think this is the last one. So, dalawang fixed end. Meron tayong isang slider, isang internal hinge, at dalawang roller. Bibilang ka lang ulit. 3 sa fixed end, another 3 sa other fixed end, isa sa roller, at isa pa ulit sa roller. So, ilan yun? 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. Tapos, is 1 number of release sa slider and another one sa internal hinge. So, iyan mo lang siya dun sa equation, di is equal to 8 minus 3 minus 2 at makakakuha ka ng sagot na 3. Therefore, it is in the third degree. So, ngayon, dahil tapos na, this is the end of the topic. I hope you learned something. You may subscribe from our channel, like the video, and share it to your CA friends. Thank you for listening. Bye.